My 7th point, experiences are now as important as places. I've been saying this for years, but think of this. Experiences is another word for stories. It's what you guys are in the business of creating and telling. It's what I tell journalists all the time. Stories are what I want in my magazine. I don't just want facts. I don't want just travelogues. When you come home from a trip, you don't tell people what the hotel looked like. Sorry. You tell them about the character you met, or the out-of-body experience you had. It's something about the people that you bring home. It's the thing that transforms you. Number 8, authenticity is no longer a buzzword. It's a cry of pain. When I went to Malaysia not too long ago, they took me around the old city, they took me to the British Quarter. The thing they were proudest of was the Petronas Towers. Petronas Towers, the world's largest tower. That wasn't even what they were proud of. What they were really proud of was what was beneath it. And what was beneath it was the world's biggest mall. And what was in that mall was the Gap, the Limited. You know them all. That's not why I went to Malaysia. When I went to Beijing, I went to Tiananmen Square. Tiananmen Square, as you all know, has historic residence, but it also has the world's largest Kentucky Fried Chicken sign. These are not the things that I travel to see. We are desperate to get some kind of authenticity in our lives. These are the things we need to celebrate. It's the things that are becoming harder and harder to find. My 9th point. There's no longer any such thing as just traveling. We'll increasingly travel with purpose. Give back tourism is one opportunity to do that. Mission-driven travel, you might call it. It's going to be critical. In a recent poll, 47% of respondents said that they wanted to travel for a reason. One of the fastest growing segments of the travel business is volunteer travel. That will change. People will actually decide to go because they know it will change their life, not somebody else's life. It's back to the 60s. The idea of personal quest, a search for meaning, a reason to be. That will be huge. We want to unchain ourselves, unhinge ourselves from travel as an external activity and bring it closer to who we are, to make it more intimate. My 10th point. I touched on education. The other piece of the travel education troika, health. As we get older, we will increasingly combine trips with health-related activities, spas, facelifts, heart surgery. I don't have any stats on this, but 6 years ago I proposed to the National Geographic Society to do a magazine called National Geographic Healthy Travel. We will be reflecting on my last point, fixated on improving ourselves by changing our perspective. Nothing does that better than travel. It's about shifting our viewpoint and getting healthy changes does shift your perspective. So think of this, facelifts in Thailand. Check out bumrungrad.com. It's a great place, you can get a great deal, go for a facelift in Thailand and have a couple of weeks on the beach. Heart surgery in India. Let me quote directly from another site. Medical tourism in India is one of the best options available to people across the globe. The Indians come every year to get treated and then enjoy the recuperative holidays across India. People from different walks of life cut across the entire span of the globe, and they come to enjoy careful, healthy treatments and sun and beach at the same time. This is real. So, if you want the URL, you can ask me afterwards. I'll be happy to give it to you. My 11th point, journalists have got to reinvent themselves because how we get our content is being reinvented. I just got back from Peru. I went down to deep Amazon, and then I went up to a place called Huila, which is up in northern Peru, in the Andes. And I did a story, I reported 2 stories actually, but unlike anything I'd ever done before. I did the interviews, I did the reporting, I wrote the story, but I also was partnered with a photographer who not only took pictures, but took slideshows, took video, panoramics, we recorded ambient sound, we put together a multimedia story. This is the way it's going to be. We are in the middle right now of trying to figure out how we move from print to print plus digital. There's a huge argument in our company, National Geographic, raging around the notion that print is dead, everything's digital. Print isn't dead, but print will be a diminished part of the multimedia landscape. Print will be there, but we have to figure out how to be able to report with other kinds of tools. So what we're looking at is moving from a print-only platform to digital platforms that will enable us to express stories in lots of other ways, with video sidebars, with ambient audio, with slideshows. It isn't to say that the skills that we have developed over the years are no longer valuable, but we're going to have to be able to flex our muscles. We're going to have to push ourselves beyond what our comfort zone is.